All right, Trent.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to get something set up. Okay. Where's my thing at? From beginning. Now, where'd my Zoom go? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So I did my PowerPoint on rooting and jailbreaking. So what I'm gonna be talking about is what rooting and jailbreaking is and how it can affect different things and all that. So my screen looks different than normal for some reason. So guess I clicked this. Okay, so what's the difference? There's a difference between rooting and jailbreaking. So you're probably wondering what the difference is. With it, rooting is when it's for Android, but jailbreaking is for like iPhones and stuff like that. So like when you root something, it's pretty much the same thing as jailbreaking it, but the reason it's called rooting is because you're gaining like root access to the Android device, which is also a Linux system. That's what it is underneath. But iOS is not is not really an Android system, so they call it jailbreak. So it's that. So so side loading is not jailbreaking. So you may have heard about Fire Sticks and all that they say like jailbreaking Fire Sticks. Most often they're not jailbroken. They're just sideloaded. Like apps are just sideloaded on. For example, like Kodi is just sideloaded onto it. Like here's an example of like me sideloading Fortnite on my phone. So like you just go into your settings and enable like install apps from unknown sources and stuff like that. So like for me to install Fortnite, I just allow Chrome to be able to install an APK file from Chrome and then let it install. So what are the advantages of rooting? You can remove bloatware, so like pre-installed apps that you can't normally uninstall. So like most phones, like most Google phones and stuff like that, and Android phones come with like Google Photos and all that. Google Photos, Google Docs, Google Movies. You can't remove those. And there's also some other stuff on there that you can't remove, like some stuff that's put on there by like the company that your service provider. So like if you have like AT&T, they might have like a special app on there or something. And like you can hack and modify the system software. So for example, you can change the serial number of your device. You can pretty much change anything of your device. I mean, you can go in there and change like literally anything. You can change the manufacturer. You can change like the model number. You can change anything. So like you can also modify it so you can change scores in a game. So like, and I'm going to be showing you some stuff later. So like, you can install custom ROMs. So like, let's say you don't like the version that you're running that's on your phone now. You can install a custom ROM, which is like another version of like another operating system and stuff. And then you can run special apps which require root access. Some disadvantages: it voids your warranty, which because you have access to the system, and most companies that provide you the phone or you buy the phone from, if you access this, if you get root access to your system, then chances are if you damage it doing that, then they're not going to like replace it just because you damaged it for some reason, just messing with it, which is the next thing I'm talking about. Risk of bricking. Has anybody heard of bricking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But what is it?
So it's like a state where your device just won't boot anymore. Like if you try to root it, for example, like if I try to root my phone and it doesn't like root successfully, or if I try to flash a custom ROM and it don't successfully do it, it will end up getting bricked and it won't boot anymore. And there is ways of unbricking stuff, but it can be complicated. So I have bricked our router several times trying to put custom firmware on it. And that's not part of this, but now I've also bricked a tablet trying to put another version of Android on it. And I still haven't got it fixed, but I've gotten the router fixed before, which is it's fixed, I think. And then you can no longer update the system software. And so like the phone I have here that's rooted, I can't update it. It's still like I don't know what the latest update would be, but I think the last time it was updated is like several years ago. It's running like an Android 4. It's running Android Jelly Bean, and there's also the viruses that can easily get in there, and it's also less secure because you have root access, and what can happen with root access? Just bad things. So why is it harmful in a corporate environment? You can get information from the devices, such as Wi-Fi passwords that are stored in your device, which normally you can't get from like a non-rooted device. So like, let's say you put in your Wi-Fi password, you can't get it using like apps without having root permissions. You can't update it, and then you have root level privileges, which you can do pretty much anything. And then you bypass security restrictions. Like if they put like a security policy on your phone, you can easily bypass that. And then next thing you can remove and disable the monitoring software you put on there. Like if they put something on there that watches what apps you put on there, how often you use those and how much you use them, you can easily remove that. Another thing is breaking it, and then it's unsecure. And then that's the end of that. Now I'm gonna try and screen share. Stop. Okay, let me go back and see if I can find my thing where it went. See if this works now. Okay, share. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a phone that I have rooted. I mean, it just looks normal, which is going to be laggy because I'm sharing the screen, but which it looks normal. I mean, you can't really tell it's rooted just by looking at it. It looks perfectly normal because I didn't really put a custom ROM on here or anything. But if I go like to settings and try to update, like update the system software, where's it at? Security. It's under about device. Software update. It will try and contact the update server, which it can't because it's been modified. It will tell me the system has been modified. Your device has been modified. Software updates are not available. And if I go to status right here, and then if I go down here, under device status, it says custom right there at the bottom. And then if I go back, there's the Android version 4.3. And then kernel version, you can see the kernel version still in 2014. Okay, so and there's the build number. So you can and you can unroot this, and that's how you would, if you wanted to update it, you would have to unroot it, which I haven't unrooted anything, so it it can be, it would also be another risk of breaking it if you try to unroot it. So I'm gonna show you some of the apps that you can use. So like the one I have on
Trent,
here.
starting to run out of time here, guy.
Okay, so how much time do I got?
Well, we have 15 minutes and 2 more presentations.
Well, let me just show you this real quick. So like the app I have on here is King Root. It's what manages my root. And then, which I ain't gonna have time to show you all of it. So I'll just show
No.
you a quick thing, a few things then. So like if I go to, which I don't need to show you that, because
It's time to move on, please.
okay.
Thank you.
So stop share. Does anybody got any questions though?
Thank you, sir.